Today I'm trying out a new spot we found. I found it on the satellite photos. It's actually really good looking. For some reason my camera is fogged up. That ain't a good thing. My lens is. Still fogged up, man. Looks really nice. All right, I got it cleaned off. Anyway, what I was saying, I discovered this place on satellite photos. Looks like someone took the time to make a man-made dam here. It looks like just people carried rocks. And it's on the Little Black River, a place I've fished the heck out of, but never this far down. And we left the house and it had sprinkled very, very, very lightly for 2 hours. We pull up to the bridge and it starts pouring. Talk about some bad luck. But as long as we stay under the bridge, we're fine. But I ain't gonna be able to put the canoe in like I wanted. We was gonna put the canoe in just for like an hour or two and knock around, but I also got some worms with me in case we get. I know one thing, it ain't very deep. I can see the bottom in a lot of places. So you get down here, they'll start, oh, you already caught one on the first cast? You lucky dog. She caught a spotted bass on her very first cast. Well, that's a good sign. Yeah. The hell is on my, God, there's all kinds of stuff on my reel. I have a feeling you're eventually going to get hung up, or both of us. I can tell by looking. Lots of logs and stuff in the water. Stopped as we left the other place and got closer to the grocery store, and the Black River is finally almost the way I want it. Still needs to go down about 3 feet and not rain for a long time. 2 months ago, the water was touching the bottom of this bridge. That's how high it was. So this is a miracle that it looks the way it does. It's just amazing. All right, folks, I got my first fish. A nice white crappie. He's about 12 to 13 inches. And what's funny is I just was battling a gar over and over. He was real small, about 10 inches, and I was trying to hook him. And the little sucker bit my twister tail off. So my tail is half gone, and this crappie still bit it, even with no tail on it. An August crappie. That's a nice one. That ain't bad, is it? Look how many casts I had to do to get him. You know what it is? It was too hot. Now look, the sun's going down. On a twister tail with no tail. Makes me want to put a beetle spin on. I got a beetle spin in there. That's what I need to put on, huh? He ain't bad at all. All right, folks, we're gonna put him back. I'm not keeping anything today. I just don't feel like it. Nice crappie for August, though. Without a doubt. That was a good surprise because that gar had been biting me over and over. And I was just doing it because there was nothing else biting. And that just came out of the blue, that crappie. Maybe I'll catch my 4 in a row like I did that one day. It'd be nice. Hey, I just caught a crappie. I didn't get nothing at all for over an hour. I think it was too hot. Come on. Hold on, I'll zoom in. Wow. All right, folks, she caught her first crappie of the day. So we both just caught a crappie about 5 minutes apart. It was real hot when we got here and it just dropped. The temperature dropped probably 20 degrees and it got kind of windy. And then all of a sudden, oh, I caught a white crappie, she caught a black crappie. Hers is only about 7 inches, but still a fish nonetheless. Good job. Yeah, we're on them. No, it's a small hole. This is the best river in the entire state, in my opinion, for crappie and walleye. It's definitely the best for crappie, but people don't realize the best time for them is early October till the end of March. And they don't fish it then. They fish it in the summer and they're missing them. That's why they don't think it is. They don't realize it. It has to be real low. Oh, no, it's a gar. It has to be real low, which it ain't very much, except during those months. Alright folks, I got my first fish of the day. It's a largemouth bass. Caught him on a bandit crankbait on a stump. It's a good sign of a good start. We hadn't even been on the water 1 minute. Little guy, he's about 12 inches. I actually thought it was a smallmouth for a little while when I first started. Or when I first had him, I mean. There's another tree right here. Good start. It don't look bad right here either. What we're doing, folks, is drift fishing for right now. We're just letting the current take us until I get to a certain, there's 4 holes I'm wanting to anchor on, but we're pressed for time right now because it's already 5. And it's starting to get dark about 7 now, so I'm just waiting until we get to that first hole I really like before I really anchor. I'm just casting along and just letting it. We're actually moving a good 1.5 miles an hour, so I'm getting a lot of good cast in, covering a lot of ground. Oh! Sunfish. Oh well, it's a fish. Alright, got me a long ear on the crankbait again. Almost as soon as it hit the water, he just kind of came up after it. Oh, not really deep right here though. It looks good though. It would be good in the fall when the crappie are shallower. Alright folks, I got my first crappie now. It's a black crappie. He's about 7.5 inches. Caught him on a green and chartreuse 1/4 ounce jig head because I'm actually trying to get walleye too. It's actually lime and chartreuse. 1/4 ounce, 3-inch twister tail. Oh yeah, big one. I got something nice. What is this? It's a bluegill, I think. I don't know. Crappie. Oh yeah, he fought hard. Crappie usually come to the very top and like give up. This one didn't. He fought hard the whole time. All right, folks, I got a little bigger one this time. Dang, I should have started putting them in the bucket. It'd kill the minnows though. Got another crappie. He's a little bigger. This one's about 8 to 8.5. Another black. Same lure as before. 3-inch twister tail, chartreuse and lime. A 1/4 ounce jig head, which is not typically used for crappie fishing. But as I said before, I'm trying to get a walleye on accident because it is a cloudy day and the river's low enough to have that possibility of getting one now. Oh yeah. Oh, a big crappie. Oh yeah. Nice one. Oh. Another 12-incher, real big and fat too. Oh yeah, he's 12 easily. Oh. All right, folks, I finally got me a 12. This is a white crappie. All the weather ones have been black except one, I think. This guy ain't bad at all. Another 12-incher. White crappie. End of August. But it's been a mild August, so that's what's causing these fish. Now see, in a lake and pond, they'd still be too warm, but this river stays cool all year round. So your best bet during the summer is to catch crappie in cold rivers, because the water temperature, if it gets too hot, they just turn off. But they still bite in this river, so I mean, because it hasn't been 100 degrees every day either. All right, I'm gonna put her back, see if we can get another one. First fish of the day here, folks. It's a spotted bass with blood red eyes. No doubt in my mind that is a spotted bass. There you go. You finally got one. I'm glad. Happy. Here, let me zoom in on him. Hold on. She got her first fish of the evening. Spotted bass, without a doubt. Blood red eyes and a white belly. They usually don't have eyes that red except during spawning season. Huh. Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna anchor soon. Well, there went $50. Well, our trip today was cut short, unfortunately. They were biting really good. I was catching a lot of crappie. and I was just getting ready to start fishing for walleye because it was about 6:30. I was going to start vertical jigging with jigs tipped with minnows. And unfortunately, I just bought a new anchor about 2 weeks ago, or no, about a month ago. I'd only used it 2 times, and it was an anchor specifically for swift water. And it came disconnected. I had it down, and I was going to pull it up to move to my new spot, the next hole down, and my U-bolt came disconnected from the line to the anchor. So I just lost a $50 anchor I only got to use 2 times. Uh, I do have another mushroom anchor, which I use just for calm water, ponds and lakes and such, but I had left that at home. So after that happened, unfortunately, I couldn't stay in any spot that I wanted to and just kept floating by. It was just too hard to really fish. You got to have an anchor when you're walleye fishing those swift rivers like that. So unfortunately, the trip was cut way short due to that malfunction. I'm gonna have to wait till next week before I can afford to even buy a new one. I want you guys to stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm gonna try for my personal best of all time, either a regular bluegill or a shell cracker. I'm gonna go back to the lake you see me fish quite a bit, the big 8-acre lake here. That's the private lake I go to. I've gotten a lot of 10s out of there, but I'm going to go for a 12-inch bluegill. I did get one that weighed about 2 pounds when I was 12 years old, but you know, that's a long time ago. I don't have no memories or photos of it, so I'm not really counting that. But I want to get a bluegill that's at least 12 inches or a shell cracker. Also next week, Labor Day weekend, stay tuned. We're going to go to the Mississippi River, kick back in some lawn chairs, and I'm going to have 6 poles out, all about 10 feet apart, on either on a sandbar or on a rock dike or whatever with bells. Going to bring my casting net with me, hopefully catch some skipjack or shad, and also use worms. I'm going to set like 3 poles out with night crawlers and the other 3 with cut bait or live shad or whatever. And just whatever's biting, you know, anywhere from carp and buffalo, gar, drum, up to hopefully some flatheads and some blue cat. I would like to have some more videos with some nice blues and flatheads, and unfortunately, it's something I have not done good at over the past few years. I've kind of gotten away from that because of where I live. I have went a few times for flatheads and not had much success, except with smaller, you know, 5 pound and unders. So you know, those 2 videos are coming up. The bluegill one and red ear one will be tomorrow. I'm just going to be fishing with night crawlers, just moving them up and down. You know, going to catch probably 100 fish. And then Labor Day weekend, for sure, I'm doing the Mississippi River thing, and it's going to be an all-day thing. Just kick back in some lawn chairs, put my feet back up on the cooler, and just sit there and watch those poles. 6 poles, 30-pound line. Can't go wrong, hopefully. I probably will fish somewhere else that weekend because I will have 3 days off from work. Not sure what my other plan is for that weekend. So I'm sure I'll be doing something else. Maybe if I do really good, I'll end up doing the same thing 2 days in a row. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this little short trip I had. It was, you know, like I said, we was doing really good. Uh, you know, hit that like button and please subscribe, and be sure to check out those upcoming videos coming up.